He was heavyset. His eyes were very beady. There was just something unsettling about him when he looked at you. It was like he was looking right through you. I can't 100% say with certainty that I was on the same car as him on the Long Island Railroad, but I'm almost positive that was Rex Heuermann. I wanted to find out, just like every other person on Long Island, who was the Gilgo Beach serial killer. This is Murder Maps.
Today, we'll be plotting out every detail of the Gilgo Beach murders on a map.
I'm a senior crime reporter for the Daily Mail, and I'm obsessed with covering crime and true crime. I love the mystery and suspense, and also talking to victims and their families and just connecting the dots. I've been around over 20 years doing this, so I guess I don't take myself too seriously. Like some people are just so serious, that's not me. So today we're gonna be talking about the Gilgo Beach serial killer. Rex Heuermann is innocent until proven guilty. This is not too far from where I live. Let's start with the plot of the murder.
For years, women had been disappearing on Long Island.
2 human legs that apparently had belonged to a woman.
We are on Ocean Parkway. The area behind me is a massive crime scene.
In 2010, investigators began finding multiple sets of human remains in the brush along Ocean Parkway in Gilgo Beach.
So Gilgo Beach is a barrier beach on the south shore of Long Island. It's in the town of Babylon, and it's approximately 27 miles away from Rex Heuermann's house. I was a young mom on Long Island, also reporting about crime, basically. And when we found out that there were these bodies of young women cropping up along Ocean Parkway, it was pretty terrifying. Gilgo Beach and Rex Heuermann's house is literally in my backyard. The beach is a great place for surfing. It's a popular area for that. Really busy during the summertime. People go there to hang out, sunbathe, swim. But during the winter months, it is very quiet, isolated, remote. Not many people are around. And it's just a strip of parkway with no lights at all. So it's really an ideal place to dump a body. This is Gilgo Beach right here.
Hello, you dialed into the 911 system. How can I assist you?
Shannan Gilbert was a 23-year-old escort working on Long Island. On the night of May 1st, 2010, she made a frantic 911 call from a client's home.
State police.
Yeah, there's somebody after me.
I'm sorry?
There's somebody after me.
Where are you?
There's somebody after me.
She believed someone was after her.
So Shannan Gilbert was a 23-year-old escort. She advertised her services on Craigslist, and she didn't really know Long Island at all. She was living in Jersey City at the time. She went into some type of panic. She called 911, basically asking the operator that she needed help. When the operator asked her where was she said, "I don't know," because the truth is she did not know. She came to Long Island in the dead of night. When the operator asked her, are you in Suffolk County or Nassau County? Again, Shannan Gilbert said, I don't know. And then she felt that someone was coming after her, chasing her.
Please.
And then you hear her running out of the house, breathing heavy. And all you hear is footsteps of her running, breathing heavy. And the operator is on the phone with her, and then you hear a knock on the door. And she goes to a man's house, and he asked her what was wrong. And she said, someone is chasing me. I need help. He wanted to help this young woman, but she kept running, and eventually she ran into the marsh.
Police conducted an exhaustive search in the area for months, but couldn't locate Shannan. Finally, in December 2010, in an area near Gilgo Beach called Oak Beach, a police officer and his canine found human remains.
A stunning development. A Suffolk police officer with his canine Blue found a woman's body along Ocean Parkway near Gilgo Beach.
But it wasn't Shannan.
This is Oak Beach. It's right over here. And here's a close-up of the Oak Beach right on this map. She left the Oak Beach Association. Oak Beach has about 300 population. It's a very small community. So she was in this gated community. I was there 2 summers ago to just check out Ocean Parkway, Gilgo Beach, the whole area. And it was really strange that she was in this gated community and she ran out of there to the marsh. The marsh is right there when you walk out. I think what happened was Shannan ran into this marsh, thinking that maybe she would be able to get out at some point, but that wasn't the case because it's a massive area where the weeds and the reeds are 12 feet high. There's no lights. It's the dead of night. You can easily get disoriented. And during that time, Suffolk County Police said that they were putting in trenches for mosquito control. And there was a lot of swampy areas, and she could have fell into one of the trenches. So we don't know to this day.
Police found the bodies of 4 women near Gilgo Beach on Long Island. These women became known as the Gilgo Four, kicking off a hunt to track down a serial killer.
So as the search crews were searching for Shannan Gilbert, thanks to Shannan's mom.
I'm gonna find Shannan if it takes me the rest of my lifetime.
Otherwise, the police probably would have never searched the region for her. They stumbled upon 4 dead bodies that were all later identified as young women in their 20s, all sex workers. 3 out of the 4 of the women were wrapped in burlap and their hands were bound. And here they were along Ocean Parkway. These bodies were very close to one another. This grouping was called the Gilgo Four.
There was a striking similarity between the 4 women discovered by police. Petite, about 5 foot tall, around 100 pounds, all working as online escorts.
These were young girls, mostly in their 20s, who were very petite. Some were even under 5 feet tall, and they looked very innocent and a little vulnerable. Ocean Parkway is not like 10th Avenue in Manhattan. There aren't prostitutes who walk the street. And Ray Turney, the Suffolk County DA, was doing an interview and he said that Suffolk County is so massive and there's so many areas that are rural and remote, aside from the suburban areas, that it really is an area where bodies can get dumped.
Throughout the spring of 2011, investigators continued a wide-ranging search for Shannan Gilbert. By May of that year, police had discovered 6 more sets of remains in the same area, but still no Shannan.
As search crews were looking for Shannan Gilbert, in addition to the Gilgo Four, they found 6 other bodies along Ocean Parkway, bringing the number to 10. I pinned 6 of these locations where the bodies were, but some of them were not completely intact, these bodies. When 10 bodies were found, it was unreal. Like, we drive along this parkway all the time.
What is now very clear is that the area in and around Gilgo Beach has been used to discard human remains for some period of time.
When the bodies started being found around 2010, 2011, the New York Times called me to get to the press conference that the district attorney was doing, but I wasn't able. I just had a baby, so I couldn't get down there. And it was killing me that I couldn't go because I am just obsessed about the case. The case was personal, it was close to home. When I was back on the case, I was just determined to cover whatever I could about the victims, the alleged killer, the families, whatever I could. Thinking that there was a killer among us who still wasn't caught was really unsettling. I didn't know anyone that was like scared to leave their house, but they were a little more mindful, a little more cautious. I think it was always in the back of people's minds. You know, there were these young, pretty women who obviously they chose a field that is dangerous, prostitution, sex work, but they were still human beings and people, and you just always think about the people they left behind, because I feel like there are probably a lot more victims out there that we haven't even found yet.
Finally, in December of 2011, Shannan's body was found, a year and a half after she first disappeared. At the time, it wasn't clear if she drowned or was murdered.
So Shannan Gilbert disappeared on the night of May 1st, 2010, and After searching for Shannan and finding all these other bodies, Shannan Gilbert's remains were finally recovered in December 2011, nearly a year and a half after she went missing. This is where Shannan Gilbert's body was found.
With the discovery of Shannan Gilbert's body, the total number of recovered remains found on Ocean Parkway bumped up to 11.
Gilbert's autopsy was inconclusive. Over the next few years, there was debate over whether Gilbert was killed or drowned in the marsh, as suggested by Police Commissioner Dormer.
This may be just a young lady ran into the brush and, expired.
After Shannan Gilbert was found and the police claimed that it was accidental, inconclusive, and the family believed that there was a murder here and that she could possibly be linked to this Long Island serial killer, the case went cold for more than a decade. And then in 2022, the Suffolk County Police Department brought in Rodney Harrison, a former NYPD detective who had a stellar reputation. He built this task force, and after 6 weeks, a suspect had been identified. Thank you. Lots of maps. Okay. Wow. Okay, this is Manhattan. This is Rex's neighborhood. And this is pretty much where I live, and Queens, Long Island. Let's take a look at the accused.
In July 2023, Rex Heuermann left his office in Midtown Manhattan.
So Midtown Manhattan is a very busy area. There's a lot of offices. There are a lot of residential spaces as well, but it's a place where a lot of commercial buildings are located and businesses because it's not too far away from Penn Station. Rex Heuermann's office was located on West 36th Street, which was so close to Penn Station. I imagine that he walked to the office every day. Rex owned RH Consultants, which he started in 1994. It was an architectural design firm, but it's not architect in terms of what we'd normally think about, which is like building a home, building an office. He was more about permits and building codes, and he was really good at what he did. He had a lot of high-level clients, Target, Foot Locker. So up until the day he was arrested, he was working at this company that was doing, I guess, well.
Heuermann was an architect and owned his own firm, whose customers included Target, Foot Locker, Catholic Charities, American Airlines, and other tenants at JFK Airport.
Born and raised on Long Island.
Okay.
Been working in Manhattan since 1987.
Rex's office. We just pinned Rex's office in Manhattan on West 36th Street, and 2 blocks away is the Empire State Building. And this is Penn Station.
Heuermann worked in Manhattan, but lived in the village of Massapequa Park with his wife and 2 children.
So Massapequa Park is a great area to raise a family. It's a beautiful area not too far from Manhattan, but close to all the parks and beaches. They have great restaurants, great bars, great shopping. It's family friendly, and I do go to Massapequa quite often because they have some really good restaurants. And knowing that Rex Heuermann lives so close to me was crazy. So Rex lives right on First Avenue. Right there.
Massapequa Park is a quiet community located within the southern portion of the town of Oyster Bay on Long Island.
So Rex Block on First Avenue is beautiful homes, manicured lawns, people who really take care of their homes. But then when you come across Rex's home, it's kind of shocking. Most people's first reaction is what? Because, right, he's supposed to be an architect, but meanwhile his house sticks out like a sore thumb. It looks like it belongs in a wooded area with a beat-up car in the driveway. And it really does look like a home that a serial killer, I hate to say it, would live in. So Rex Heuermann most likely walked to the train station every day to get to his office in Midtown Manhattan. So he would leave his home on First Avenue and walk to the Long Island Railroad station. From his neighborhood in Massapequa Park, he would go right to Penn Station, which is about a 56-minute to hour train ride. I happen to be on the same train line as Rex Heuermann, which is a Babylon line. So
scary.
scary. The fact that Rex and I were on the same train line, definitely not the type of person I'd want to sit next to and have coffee with and chat. One night when I was coming home after working late, I could have sworn I saw Rex. He looked massive, and he had that brown chestnut hair, wavy. He looked like he was a little sweaty and kind of like busting out of his button-down shirt. And I just got a weird vibe. Obviously, I wasn't sitting next to him, but I just got a really weird vibe when I saw that guy.
Human has a very imposing appearance.
Rex was clearly over 6'2", 6'3". He was heavyset. He had a very large face, and his eyes were very beady. There was just something unsettling about him when he looked at you. It was like he was looking right through you when he saw you. I can't 100% say with certainty that I was on the same car as him as a Long Island Railroad, but I'm almost positive that was Rex Heuermann. Rex had such a striking resemblance, someone you really couldn't miss and could definitely pick out from a crowd. A lot of people thought he looked like an ogre.
Heuermann is married with 2 children. His wife, Asa Ellerup, was born in Iceland and would often take the children to see her family there in the summers. Police believe that during these trips, Heuermann committed the crimes.
So Rex was married once before, and then he married Asa Ellerup. They ended up having a daughter together named Victoria, who's in her mid-20s now. Asa had also been married previously, and she had a son named Christopher, who is, I believe, in his early 30s. So the family lived in Massapequa Park for more than 20 years, and Rex and Asa, according to people who knew him, would rarely see them together. We are seeing my neck of the woods. This is Long Island South Shore, and we're looking at Nassau and Suffolk counties. Now let's take a closer look at the victims.
Next on Murder Maps.
The serial killer learned that he needed to hide his victims better. He's calling these poor young girls 16, 17, 18 times in a row. They said the man who picked her up looked like an ogre. The pizza crust was actually the smoking gun. That is what got him arrested. It's a no-brainer. They got their guy.